We are continuing our conversation right now with Mustafa Haji Abdinor. He is a journalist from Somalia, giving some wonderful insight to a nation that is torn by a great deal of violence. Do you think that there would ever be a situation where the international community no longer gets the insight of journalists from Somalia?
It looks that when we talk about the situation of the Somali media, the independent the free flow of the information of Somalia hasn't been looked in a serious way by the international community, because we think that keeping alive the independent media, which we think is dying right this time because of the intensifying violations against us, is one thing that we might say. The international community is not speaking out of this a lot.
What is killing the independent reporting? Is this government oppression? Is it the violence? Is it threats against you physically?
All of it, because we are getting, intimidations in the daily basis. We are getting threatening, just like you get somebody who is calling you and who is asking you that you're doing something bad. You stop reporting. And you get, you cannot please with information to anybody. When you need to report something, somebody might get unblessed. So if you unbless somebody, he might harm you. And this is what's happening to us.
Have you been threatened?
Of course.
And what kind of threats?
Many times.
What
It's just
kind of
like,
threats?
I get, in the daily basis, some people who call me and who ask me that I'm running, bad stories in the radio station, or I'm just filing stories that are not good in terms of whatsoever. So it's just like, it's, you get intimidations every day.
Mm-hmm. I think we had mentioned that your family, you moved them out of Mogadishu. Was it because of threats? Was it the fear for their safety?
Well, it's for fear for their safety. It was not because of threatening in a way. There had been, heavy clashes in the neighborhood that I stayed, so that I couldn't keep them any longer in that area. And, everybody was fleeing the neighborhood, and I had to take the decision to take them out of the city. And it was impossible then. I couldn't keep them just to stay in this place with camps outside Mogadishu. So I decided to take them to Somaliland, the breakaway region of Somalia, where it's quite, and in a bit different in terms of security than Mogadishu.
Yeah, and they're safe there.
Yeah, it's safe. Mm-hmm. It's safe.
With the piracy that is well reported offshore, with the chaos that we've been speaking of, the fighting in Somalia, we also know, and we've reported on this program, that a great many Somalis rely on the NGOs, on agencies, aid agencies, to feed them. And I'm wondering, is that food getting through, or how will these people survive as the situation seems to worsen?
Well, Somalia is one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world, as far as we are concerned. And as you said, many people do depend on the humanitarian, which is getting hurt, this time. People, the humanitarian community is not getting access to reach the people or the needy. So that it looks that many people, are not just getting the proper help that they wanted from the international community because of the insecurity. And I don't know, in a way or another, it doesn't look that there is a solution right this time for this problem. I don't know what next steps might be.
Well, that's my next question.
Yeah.
What is it Somalis would like to see happen? What would they like the international community to do?
Well, I think the international community is doing a lot to help Somalia, but I can say still it's not enough, because in a country around 20 years, being in chaos, it's enough for these Somali people. Many are outside the country, many are inside the country. So I think the international community is, they are facing, a lot of pressure even themselves within the country. And what I think so far they are not succeeding is, the way to get to the proper solution for the Somali problem.
Is it a military solution, or is it an aid solution?
I don't think it's a military solution. It's one thing that's meddling the Somali situation, because many countries are, meddling with Somali affairs. including, the neighboring countries. And I think this is one thing that the international community might try to stop, and to try Somalia to do its own this time. And the aid, it's one thing that the people do need, because many people do rely on the aid.
When people, when they go to bed at night, when they think about their day, what is it, do you think, that troubles Somalis most? Do they worry about jobs? Do they worry about food, security for their families? What's the number one thought?
And number one is the security, because the insecurity is, everywhere in Somalia. And secondly, is about the food, because humans cannot live without food. So when you wake up in the morning, you think about security. Are you going to live today until the sun sets down? Do you think something bad is going to happen to you? This is what people do think in the first place. And secondly, they do think, what can you eat today? Do you think you can get something for your children to eat? So it's all about food and security that people do think.
Do you foresee a time when you would like to leave your country, or do you prefer to stay and report on what you see?
Well, I like to stay in my country. I never thought, leaving it. Sometimes I'm so upset and disappointed with the situation. But with this, I never decided, to quit my country or to leave. Even if it takes my life, it's just like sacrificing. And I'm ready to sacrifice.
Mustafa Abdinur, thank you very much. And again, congratulations on the award you will receive.
Thank you.